Treatment Friday live. Today is episode number 126, and we are talking about my favorite installations, a couple of them at least, from 2022. If you are watching me in real time, then this is just the beginning, January, what is it, 6th or 5th, 6th, I think, today of 2023. And as all things go in January and beginning of the year is filled with newness and possibilities, and um, life is our oyster. Anything is possible. So we're all here at Vitalia Inc. looking forward to an amazing year filled with some really great installs. If you are new to Window Treatment Live, let me welcome you and tell you just a little bit about this series and why we started and what it's all about. It is a weekly series concentrated on all things window treatments. I am usually joined by my friend and colleague, Kim Seraphim from Window Works, New Jersey. And together we pick apart a window treatment topic and discuss it in as detailed way as we can. We share some of our own mistakes and lessons and thoughts and insights on based on probably combined, I want to say, 30, maybe 35 years of experience between Kim and I. So if you are in the market for custom window treatments, if you're a retail consumer, or if you are an interior designer, or if you're a window treatment pro, all wanting to learn more about window treatments, then you are in the right place. So without further ado, I have a lot to share with you. So the first install that I wanted to tell you about is a full house of window treatments that we did out of state. Now, I am the owner of Vitalia Inc. We are a company located in Bucks County, which is nestled between Philadelphia and New York City. We are a one-stop shop, a go-to resource, a white glove concierge level service exclusively for luxury interior designers who are ready to fly first class in the world of window treatments. Even though we're located in Pennsylvania and do a lot of work in the tri-state area, we also do quite a bit of work out of state. And this was one of those projects. This customer originally lived in Bucks County, and we did her whole house here. And a few years ago, she moved up to New Hampshire, the place of her childhood and where the rest of her family is right now. So she commissioned us to do all the window treatments in this beautiful custom built, probably over 5,000 square foot home. So this picture just shows you how we packed up our van, up to the roof. There was barely any space left in there. I think I kind of squeezed in there, but you can just tell how much work and how much material and product that went into it. And this is a full work van, and we also took another SUV also packed and full of product as well. So after making a 6-hour ride, we arrived, and this is just a wonderful picture showing yours truly. Up above me is my wonderful window treatment specialist, Beata. To her left is the interior designer, Lynn Hofer of Lynn Hofer Interior Designs. She's located and based out of Doylestown, in case you guys are looking for interior design services, specifically for kitchens and baths. She is wonderful. And to my left is our wonderful, generous, amazing customer, Monique, who commissioned us to do the entire house for her. So Monique loves consistency. So you will see a lot of pictures of this type of valance. This particular valance is called London valance. And what makes it uh, special are the beautiful and voluptuous and numerous folds that you see in each corner of that valance. Then there's a scoop in the center that is very, very pronounced, and on the sides, you see what are called fishtails. What's allowing for all of this shaping to take place is not only the pattern and the way it's made, but the two inverted pleats that are tacked at the very top and, of course, follow the entire length of the valance. Another thing that made this particular product very special to us is this one detail that we added. You can see on the right-hand side picture the detail of small pleating all the way around the perimeter of the scoop. We also added that kind of detail at the top of the valance. So it's not just mounted flatly on the board with usually piping at the top, but we added some really intricate, nice detail that took a lot of work and a lot of customization, a lot of real craftsmanship. So you will see this valance, this type of valance again a little bit later on. This particular room is called the solarium. Here we did the window treatments and help reupholster the cushions on the sofas. It's a little bit difficult probably to see in the picture, but there were 8 windows altogether, and we installed custom motorized silhouettes inside the windows to give the room some privacy and light control. And we also flanked those silhouettes with custom drapery panels that are high on pattern. The fabric came from Pindler and Pindler, and we accented these panels on the leading edge with a green grosgrain tape going down from the very top to the very bottom. Very serene room, a little bit of monochromatic, a lot of greens and teals and a lot of neutral tones here, and it turned out really, really lovely. Here's a little bit of a close up for this. You can see that every window has a drapery panel. Each one was 1.5 widths in material for a little bit of the technical terminology here from my window treatment pros. Now there were 2 corners, so the corners were treated with one singular panel, 2 widths of material. So part of the panel went to the left window and the other part of the panel went to the right window. So it's made look as if there were 2 panels, just like on all the other windows, but really in fabrication we used only one. And in the center panels in the corners, we instead of doing one grosgrain tape just along the leading edge, because technically here we have 2 leading edges, then we ran the tape on both sides of the drapery panel. Here again, you're seeing that London valance, again, out of the same Pindler and Pindler fabric. I told you this customer loves consistency, so we used beautiful fabrics. There's some Pindler and Pindler, there's Kravitz, Lee Jofas, but you will also see a lot of repetition of the fabric. So this particular really high pattern, a beautiful floral with a lot of birds fabric was used for half of the, not half, but maybe 30% or so of the first floor. It is an open space concept between that solarium that I just showed you, the family room, the kitchen, and the scullery, which is what this picture of. It's a picture of the scullery. And we used the same fabric all throughout where all of these spaces can be seen in sort of in one view. So again, you can see here a really pronounced scoop on the bottom, a really pronounced fishtails on the sides. You see this really deep inverted pleats on the sides, and you see a really cute, pretty, and very delicate pleated detail along the top. And it's a little bit more difficult to see it in the picture, but it's also there, the pleated detail along the bottom of the valance. So a lot of craftsmanship went into these valances, and they turned out really great. So want to take a really quick commercial break here and tell you about a free gift that my friend Kim has in store for you. She and Luann had put together a report that is called 10 Things to Know About Custom Window Treatments. It is targeted to novices in the window treatment industry, more so for the retail consumer rather than the pro. And it is ways to save time and money and heartache as you decide to invest and include custom window treatments in your home. If you are a consumer who is in the market for either draperies or valances, cornices, maybe some upholstery, then make sure to check out this free gift. You can grab your own digital downloadable copy at windowworksnewjersey.com. And so I want to continue with my New Hampshire project. Here we're moving on to the second floor, and this is part of the master bedroom. All of the bedrooms, there are five bedrooms upstairs, and all of them received sheer functional draperies with either functional or stationary over drapes with trim tied back on decorative hardware, double bracket, functional traversing decorative rods in the back, and reeded decorative poles in the front with rings and finials. Whew, that was a lot of counting, a lot of making sure that we had all of our T's crossed and I's dotted, T's crossed. I think that's the order in which you say that. So with all the bedrooms and all the windows and all the drapery panels, it was, I think, I should count how many rings, but it would be easily over 200 rings and many, many poles and brackets. And we actually had to custom create the bracket for this. So I want to show you another angle of this, a close-up of what you just saw in the previous picture. This fabric was a beautiful silky looking fabric. It was actually polyester, which was very easy and good to work with. It was very well behaved fabric, as we like to call it. And all of the draperies, I must say, because Monique is a very traditional customer, all of the drapes are not only lined in napped sateen lining, but they're also interlined to give it that additional body and oomph and just really beautiful traditional look and feel. Also, most of the drapes have some sort of trim attached to them. And so here you see this really interesting tassel trim. This was from Fabric Hut, I believe, applied not only on the leading edge of the drapery panel, but also on the tie back. And here I just want to point your attention to the tie back for real quick. Not only did we apply the trim on the bottom of the tie back, but we ran small piping at the top of the tie back too to give it that finished look. And we included a stiffener inside the fabric, inside the tie back, so that when it's used, it doesn't crinkle and kind of loses its shape, but really keeps its shape and stays nice and strong, supporting that whole drapery panel as it's pulled back. Not only did we do the valances and the drapery panels for this New Hampshire project, we also did a lot of upholstery. So here is a small sampling of it. We have this beautiful sofa. We did the pillows. We did all of the reupholstery. We added the 7-inch, really long 7-inch bullion fringe to the bottom of it. So I was stuffed it in the back too. These beautiful drapery panels in the dining room. The fabric came from Mitchell's Fabric, and the tassels came from Stout Textiles. And it's just the whole both it was the same fabric and the same wallpaper, same tassels used for both dining room and living room, which are opposite of each other across the hallway, and they just turned out absolutely gorgeous, dreamy. I'm going to take you back up to the second floor here, and we have one of the guest rooms. Not only did we do the window treatments, which is, again, just to uh, repeat for a second, there were traversing shears in the back, traversing functional over drapes in the front, functional traverse rod in the back, double bracket holding not only that traverse rod but also the reeded decorative rod and rings in the front, and lots of finials. So not only did we do all of that, but we also did the bedding, the pillows, the shams, and the tablecloths. Here's a close-up picture of that tablecloth. She's a very traditional customer, and she loves the bullion fringe and um, just and even like the flange you can see on the shams. Everything is lined and interlined, so it has a lot of body to it. Nothing here is streamlined and simple. This is another bedroom. Each of the two front bedrooms had four windows each. So you can imagine all the shears and all the overdrapes and all the rods and all the finials and all the rings. So altogether, this whole install, it took us about a week. We arrived on Monday and we left later in the afternoon on Friday. It was one, two, three, four, five of us performing the installation, and we started around 9 o'clock in the morning every day, and we finished around 6 o'clock at night. So full five, 4.5, 5 days between five people. So that's a lot of man hours. I should calculate all of it. Someday I should sum up how many finials, how many rings, how many rods, how many yards of fabric, how many yards of interlining, how many man hours, just to kind of have some fun facts about this install, because this is the biggest install we have done with my company, Vitalia Inc. We've been in business for 18 years, actually. And not only do we do the work here in the tri-state area, but also all over the country. So if you have an interesting and exciting and a complicated project anywhere in the country or the world for that matter, please think of us, because we are that company who will support you 100%. We are a concierge level, a white glove service project management company that takes care of all things window treatments and related projects from beginning to the end, so that you don't have to have that headache. Headboards. Did I mention that we also do headboards? Yep, we created that custom headboard along with the shams, along with the pillows, along with the coverlet. And here we have that London Valance back again with a little bit of a variation. We have the pleated detail at the top, but at the bottom here, instead of doing the pleated detail, we found a really beautiful trim that fit perfectly with this fabric. This was I believe, a Lee Jofa fabric that our customer really loved, so we went with it. So I wanted to take another really quick commercial break and tell you that if you have loved any of the ideas so far that you've seen in this presentation, or if you have seen any of our other WTF, which stands for Window Treatment Live presentations, they have been going on for about 2.5 years now. I invite you to take a look at more ideas that you can either use on your own project if you're a retail consumer, or if you're an interior designer, which is who we primarily work with. I want you to take advantage of this gift. So next time that you are looking for the next best idea for your customer, you can browse through this free lookbook and hopefully find exactly what you can use on your next project. It is a curated lookbook filled with inspiration and education. We call it 37 and a half window treatment ideas that you can steal swipe and use immediately on your next design project. And you can grab your copy by going on my website, which is vitaliainc.com. Okay, so here I want to move on to the next project. So if the previous one was 6 hours away and all five of us drove up 6 hours to the beautiful New Hampshire and spent a wonderful week there, this particular project was literally in our backyard. Our brand new studio is located in Ridgeboro, Bucks County. If you're local, that you know it's a beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous, and historic area. If you're not quite familiar with Bucks County, that just know that it is very conveniently situated between Philadelphia and New York City. And this particular project was done right in our backyard in the town called Newtown, which is exactly how it sounds. Newtown, one word. So here, this customer commissioned us to do several rooms for her. And in this first picture, you are seeing the great room. And here we did all of the window treatments and all of the upholstery. So essentially, the only thing that stayed here is the Oriental rug. And that's where we picked up all of our inspiration for the color. Now, if you're looking at the picture and wondering, how is this fabric going from light to dark at the top, from the top to the bottom? This particular effect is called ombre. It is exactly what I just said a second ago. It is when the color variance goes from totally white at the very top to as dark as the designer decided to make it, the designer who designed the fabric, not designer who's using it for the interiors. And gray dates throughout the drapery panel. It is a beautiful, beautiful effect. The picture, unfortunately, can't possibly do it as much justice as what it is in real life. We have quite a few of these samples in our studio. It is from a vendor called IFI Fabrics. You can look it up. They only sell to the trade. So if you're a retail consumer watching this, we have many samples of this. If you're an interior designer, you're welcome to set up your own account, and please tell them that Vita from Vitalia Inc. sent you. They are a very good company, good partners, and their fabrics are gorgeous. They're all 118-inch goods, which means that you don't need to use as much fabric. And they also guarantee their fabrics in stock. So again, it's IFI, I as in moi, I, F as in Frank, and IFI Fabrics. Just a fun little picture to show you how, because of all the panels that you saw in that picture, there was a lot of hardware also, and how we were kind of sorting and organizing all the rings that we had to make sure that we had for all of that. And here, this is a picture of me actually on the ladder performing some of the installation tasks. Now, we have a wonderful installer who does all of our in-house installer who does all of our installations. His name is Lenny, and we love him. And once in a while, we hear either me, I'm the owner, or my team, Lisa, general manager, Beata, window treatment specialist. We also have to go onto some of these installs and either get down on our hands and knees or get up on the ladder and do whatever it takes to complete the install and make the customer happy. So we are all hands on deck doing whatever it takes to deliver a beautiful quality product and make sure customers are satisfied. So this is the same room, but a different vantage point. So if in the previous picture, that previous picture was taken from the corner of that sofa, now if you're this picture is taken from the opposite corner looking back at the sofa. The customer already had this sectional, but it was worn and tired. The cushions have the um, the foam has really seen its day, so to speak. So we took the sofa to our upholstery shop, ripped it apart essentially, took it apart, stripped it, and added new foam. We even added down inserts to make sure that it had that, you know how down has like a certain give to it. So we made sure that that happened, and we reupholstered it in brand new fabric. A lot of it was that bluish tealish kind of color, again, picking up from taking inspiration from the Oriental rug. And here is the close up of that sectional. And you can see how we added a really nice designerish custom detail by running the contrasting piping at each seam of the cushion. So my personal preference is to run the contrasting piping on upholstery as much as possible. I think it really makes the fabric stand out. It makes it stand kind of apart from each other. It doesn't sort of make it kind of run awash together. So anytime I have the opportunity to do it, I always try to recommend it to the customer. And this particular customer was really great to work with because she essentially said, you guys are the experts. You know what to do. You tell me what to do, and I know what I like, what I don't like. And if I don't know, I'm just going to defer to you. So in this particular case, she's like, I don't know. Should I do contrasting piping? Should I not? Is it going to look good? I just don't know. So she's like, I'm going to defer to you because you know what you're doing. And in the end, I think it turned out really, really beautiful. And I just anytime I can go for contrasting piping, I usually try to. Okay, my friends. So another really quick commercial break here, and this particular message is directed to my window treatment professionals. So I have been in the window treatment industry for the last 18 years. Oh my gosh, it's kind of hard to believe. I 18 years, quit a corporate job as a marketing director for Lennox China and started this business as a solopreneur. For the next 12 years, I kept being a solopreneur, outsourcing a lot of my work and doing a lot of it by myself. And about 5 years ago, I decided to scale. And that meant moving out of my house, finding a space, hiring a team, developing processes, and really growing the business. 5 years later, I teach the very tools and the very lessons and everything that I've learned along the way and what I know to be working and what are the pillars and the foundations of the organized, systematized, scalable, and sellable business that I've built. I now teach it to my colleagues in the window treatment industry. I call it the VIP experience. It is an in person, private, 2 day strategy session to get you, my friend in the window treatment industry, you, my window treatment pro, to get you more organized, more systems driven, and more profitable, and very clear on exactly what you need to do, what your priorities are, what you should start doing and what you should stop doing. I hand over all of my tools to you, that being my project management system, my digital quoting tools, all of my workflows, my 100 over 100 page SOP binder, standard operating procedures binder. Together, we work on your revenue goals and projections, as well as your entire P&L projection for the next 1, 2, or even 5 years. So, if this is something that piques your interest, please check out more information on my website, which is vitaliainc.com. Okay, back to my project in Newtown. Here we've moved up from the great room upstairs to the guest room, and like I told you before, not only do we do window treatments, but we also do upholstery and we also do upholstered headboards. And if just headboards wasn't enough, I can tell you that we can also do upholstered platform beds, which is exactly what you're seeing is happening here. There you see the headboard itself, and the sideboard is being installed by our crew. Here you can see how the whole thing is sort of in the process of coming together. The sideboards and the footboards are all attached to each other and they're attached to the headboard. And here you have the finished product with the mattress on top of it, just not quite, the bed is not quite made up yet. You can see here the amazing detail and the attention that we pay to every detail. The piping is nicely attached along the perimeter. The entire headboard is wrapped along the back. You have button tufting, faux tufting happening in the field of the headboard. It looked stunning, beautiful, custom, just amazingly made. Very happy about that. And hey, wanted to make sure that you knew about a free resource that is available to you if you are a window treatment pro. And when I say window treatment pro, I mean you may be a custom drapery workroom, or you may be a shop at home window treatment professional or a retailer. If you are a professional in the industry, there's a wonderful free resource that is available to you. It is a podcast, and it is called Window Treatments for Profit. It was started in April of last year, 2022, by my business coach and a wonderful friend and an all-around dynamite lady, Luann Nigera. I'm sure you must have lived under a rock if you don't know her. She's been around for, well, 40 years in the industry and about 7 years in the podcasting world. She has a 700 plus episode podcast series called A Well Designed Business that is directed to interior designers. And last year, she saw a void and a need to have business related podcast for window treatment professionals. So in true Luann's fashion, she started one. And where I come in is that she tapped me, and I'm very honored and privileged and humbled to be a recurring guest host on on a weekly series that we called Vita's Tip in 10. In 10 minutes, I give you a small but mighty tip, singularly focused on one business tip, idea, topic, or something, anything that will make your business run more smoothly, more profitably, and overall better. So make sure to check it out. Okay, and the last room that I want to share with you in that Newtown project was this small guest room, and we needed privacy here, and we just did I want to say simple, but nothing in custom window treatment world is ever simple. But here we have a ripple fold functional drape on the functional decorative rod. Here is a little bit of a close up for this. Now, ripple folds are very, very popular. The reason for that is because they're very streamlined looking. There is no frou-frou at the top, there is no pleating, there is no pinching, there's nothing goopy happening anywhere up at the top of the panel. It is just really nice and even folds all throughout, and that is called a ripple fold. I have to tell you that of all the blog posts that we've ever written, all the topics that we have ever discussed and videos that we have ever made, ripple fold drapery panels remain to this day our most popular topics and most searched topics that we have ever put out there. So if this is something that you like, please make sure to go on my website, which is vitaliainc.com, and search for it. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. That was not the last room. This is, I think, the last room. This particular room is the same one where you saw that headboard in the previous slide. And this was also a ripple fold drape on a gorgeous gold gorgeous gold hardware, functional, meaning that you can traverse it back and forth. And here we did a beautiful detail with the trim along the leading edge. So the color scheme here was that tealish sort of color, and we tealish greenish, and we used the tealish greenish color in the headboard, and we married it together and coordinated it together via the trim in the custom window treatments. I'm going to take you back downstairs to show you the upholstery. So here again, you see the oriental rug with a lot of teal color. You see a little bit the glimpse of the ombre draperies. And now I will show you two chairs that we completely reupholstered, also with the fabrics and the colors being informed by the oriental rug. So both of these chairs we took back with us. We picked them up, took them to our upholstery shop, stripped them, filled them, changed the foam, added the down filler again, and recovered them in new fabric. Okay, my friends, this completes this first episode of 2023. You can see that I'm flying solo today, but usually I'm joined by my friend and colleague and window treatment bestie, Kim Seraphim. Kim works, not just works, she's a partner at WindowWorks, New Jersey, which is a window treatment company located in Livingston, New Jersey, and serving the metro New York area, as well as anywhere in the country or the world if you're looking for that special kind of company to support you on your window treatment journey. So if you are in the New York metro area specifically, please contact them. Here's their phone number, their email, as well as their Instagram handle. Make sure to follow them. They have a team, I believe, of 15 people. They are a family owned, a large but small company providing excellent, top notch, superb service to the retail consumer as well as to the designer. In addition to window treatments, I want to make sure that you know that they do quite a large business in outside awnings. So if you're in the market for that, maybe you are not just a retail consumer, but maybe you're a restaurant, or maybe you are a commercial space or any other commercial building or a business looking for that additional marketing appeal, street appeal, as well as some protection, then make sure to check them out and check out the awnings line of their products. And if you are in the Philadelphia area and you are a luxury interior designer, then we are your hopefully, we're hoping to be your exclusive and preferred partner on your journey, on your custom window treatment journey. We are a one-stop shop, your go-to resource, white glove service, concierge level service exclusively for luxury interior designers ready to fly first class in the world of custom window treatments. We are a fabrication, measurement, installation, and project management company that takes the stress and the pressure of custom window treatments off of your plate. We put it onto ours, and we make you look like heroes at the end of the project. I would love to hear from you personally. This is my phone number, this is my email address. And if you're not quite ready to contact me directly, then please follow us on Instagram. We try to be very active, showing you a lot of our projects, a lot of the inspiration that we see around Instagram, highlighting other designers and other window treatment pros, shining light on a lot of beautiful work. And in stories, you can follow me and see what I am up to on a daily basis. So until then, my friend, I wish you a happy 2023. I hope that it is healthy. I hope that it is prosperous for us all. And I also hope that it is peaceful throughout the world. Please join us here every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as we pick apart the next topic of a window treatment world. See you next Friday. Bye bye.